Hello all, I'm Gunther. I know games that play games, and today we're doing a poll. I had to look and find someone that did an updated one with the new tile values. Sorry, I'm doing something off the cuff, so some of my ratings will be kind of bad, some will be good, but we'll just get into it. Some of these will change from how they did last time for me. I think this is definitely S, just because it's low cooldown. There's no cooldown, decent damage, and you just get to use it. I think they changed it before because this used to have cooldown on it, like in the original build I played, and I think it is now like way better. I'm gonna put this in A tier. I put it way lower before. I still am kind of hesitant just because of how much cooldown it has, but the damage on it is honestly amazing. And that because of that, it's like when you get it early, it can really carry for a bit. Sai, I also put an A. I would almost put an S. The only problem is it doesn't work on the final boss because him going back upwards does not count as an actual counterable move. I Blade of Patience I put in a D tier. It's still not good enough for me. I think if Blade of Patience had more going for it, or if you put things on it, can be better. But if the cooldown's too high, the payoff isn't really there. You can get to 9 damage, but in all honesty, if you haven't killed something in 9 turns, you're going to die anyway. So the best way to like making it stack faster, making it do other things, I don't really feel it. Hookblade's a personal choice. I put it in S just because it's really good on day 7. Because the enemies that spawn the little dudes, the corrupted souls, this is great for them. This is great for combos. This is just an overall well-rounded item. And it's also movement. So if you have anything that goes off of, like, close combat works well with it, movement things work off of it. You can get out of archer range, the mortar archers. Knockback punch is, I'm gonna say B, only because of the fact that enemies can be immune to being knocked away, and that immediately hurts most of the movement tiles, like the move the enemy tiles, but it's still really, really good. I might put it in A tier, just because I think it's a really solid item. I have not been using bow staff enough. It has the same problem as this, but the not moving thing. I think if you're doing a build where they do damage to each other, well, you make enemies do damage to each other, it can be really good, but I'm not super feeling it, basically. But it's decent. Also, some of my picks are going to be, like, off. If you don't like them, it's fine. I understand. I am not good at the game. I just like playing the game. Backstab, I think I would put this in B. It would be A or S if it didn't have the cooldown. Because now that they've taken cooldown off this having 3 cooldown feels kind of silly. Swirl is B because it's just well-rounded. It's really good, hits both directions. It's just a decent item. These are, like, I think if it's S, A, or B, I'm more likely to take it if it comes as an option. C and D is like the, maybe not. I put this next to Knockback Punch. It's about the same in regard to me, sorry. It's a little bit more cooldown, but it hits both directions, which is just solid. Spear's another one where it's generally all around really good. You put Shockwave on it, it's amazing. Poison, Curse, it does so much good stuff that it's just straight up just a standard boilerplate good item. This I put B. I would put it lower, but it's really good for my problem areas, which is I want to hit the guy that's right here, and there's a guy in front of me and I'm here, so I can hit this guy and not, like, completely avoid hitting this guy. And that's really great. This item, I want to put an A. I know it can't kill, but you put poison on it, and it's immediately just disgusting because of how much range you get from it. You're here, you hit everyone. And that's amazing. You put poison on it, you put shockwave on it, it just does so much. This I put in B. I think it's another one where it's standard, decent, does the same as this. I hit the people I want to hit and kind of like avoid the person that's in front of me. It's just great for dealing with any real big threats. Meteor Hammer's also really good. I'm also not going to put these in like, yeah, well at the end, put these in like the order of best in each class for me. But Meteor Hammer's good because it just hits front, hits behind, it's just generally good. This item, I'm going to put in C. I love it, but I've also died because of it. It's temperamental at best because of the explosion, but it's really good for wave clear. Shockwave works well on it. Pretty much Shockwave, honestly, when I think about it. Or Double Strike is also really fun on it. I'm gonna put this in D tier. Only because there are much better ranged options, this being one of them, which also goes to C tier. These two have the same problem for me now. With all the range options they've added to the game, these two just kind of pale in comparison. They're not bad, it's just, if I can pick this or this, I'm always going to go with this. I'm going to put this in A tier. I'd put it in S, but the original cooldown on it is really bad. But when you get this with Monomancer, you get this with more damage on it, Perfected Strike, it immediately goes up to S tier, but on base, it's just solid. Coin is between B and C for me. I'm gonna say B, because it's really, really good. It does a good amount of damage, you get a combo synergy that gives you coins, and it's great. I only put it in B because of me. I tend to forget when I have not enough coins, and then all of a sudden this item is the death of me. And that's not a problem on the item side, it's a problem on the me side. But it's good. It's well-rounded. It's a I need to get out of jail, hit an enemy for heavy damage from far away. I think of the range options, it's the most base damage you can get. Crossbow is an easy S tier for me. Cooldown's high, but you get it lower and it's great. You get damage on it, it's great. It pierces, it's just solid. Hook is another set item where it's like generally good. You bring someone over to you. The only problem is that like sometimes you don't want to bring people near you, but it's a good ranged option, and if you use it on the enemies that explode, if it kills them when it hits, it does not bring them to you and explode. Although so I did see someone in the comments say that it did bug and do that for them, so be cautious. This item, I'm gonna say B. Maybe A. The only reason I'm between A and B for this is it doesn't have damage. It doesn't start with damage, I should say, because then it's like punch. But once you get damage on it, it's amazing. The fact that you can use it from everywhere makes it just really fun. It is honestly, weirdly enough, very similar to gun, except if you had gun with no damage on it. But it also sends them flying the entire way versus gun, which sends them back one tile. This is S tier. Tons of damage. Yes, it has cooldown. Yes, it has knockback, but that knockback can save you. It can also hurt you. It should really be an A tier, but I'm putting it S because I love it. It's my favorite item of the game, right next to crossbow. And now Hookblade. Hookblade is like won its way into my heart. Chakram is... it'd be an S, but the only problem is it falls off in boss fights unless the boss summons things. The Corrupted Soul loves to summon things, so it's great for that fight. But it's kind of like a win more button. The main reason why I think it's A is because it hits in both directions, and no other projectile here goes behind and in front, so that makes it just really strong. This is good outside of like a few fights where it like honestly really is the Shogun, his first form because of the statues, but otherwise it's good for peeling. So you get rid of the guy that's all the way in the back and you don't have to worry about him, or just start working your way to the guy in the front. I love this item when you have the enemy that's the least troublesome and right in front of you, so you can get rid of everyone behind. This item is between B and C. I'm going to say C. I love it. I think it's really good, but I think in a general build, it's not great. Just because you have to apply, like everything else, you really use it to kill. This is we use it to kill someone that's already been wounded, versus something else where it's like, I'm using this because I want to just get rid of the enemy right now. But it's really good if you get certain modifiers on it, but just generally speaking, this is everything up here just does the job better. Bear Trap is C. Maybe leaning closer to B, only because it's really good for the corrupted souls that spawn. But other than that, it's really good for dashers, but it's not a solid item like compared to some of the other choices. Thorn, I want to love it. I have to put it in D strictly for the fact that if you punch it into someone or knock them into it, it doesn't do anything. It's good for stalling waves, but it's just a hard item to build around. It's okay to have, but like what it does, other items can do better. The only thing it does better than them is if you get hit by a move that would pull you to someone or be a projectile, it's good for that, but generally speaking, I wouldn't say that's your better option. I would just say just get an item that can just kill the enemy. Charge, I don't take this enough, but it's a really good item just because it gets you in, and if you get anything that buffs your damage, it's just great. Damage from movement, I should say. Get you out of trouble, get free to play on it, you're safe. I'm gonna put these two near each other because they're the same to me. Not in a bad way, but like, I guess I should do this. This I put in the same camp because it's good for getting... I use this more for getting out than getting in, but it counts on the character you're playing. For the Jujutsu character, this is really good for setting up, especially with like signature move. These two dashes I don't use enough, so I cannot really speak on them. They're not bad, it's just normally I don't really use this ability because like even when playing the Shadow, I don't use his base ability of going through people because I'm going to be popping through them but be facing the wrong direction, and that's kind of not the greatest feeling. I mean, I know you can like choose the direction better with the item before you use it, but it's okay. Smoke Bomb, I'll put these both right now. Front facing Smoke Bomb is amazing. Backward facing Smoke Bomb is very situational and based on the character. This is good for everyone. This is good for the Jujutsu character. Everyone else can use it, but it really works best for them because you're okay with having your back to the enemy. But this is just like a, I don't want to get hit. And for the free-to-play options, that's easy S tier. It does double damage. It's free to play. There's like, you get cooldown on this bad boy, and that is just pure damage the whole way through. This item, I'm gonna put an A. I think them adding damage to it was great. The cooldown is disgusting, but that damage is really... It's a sneaky bit of damage, because I've gotten hit by it by enemies and didn't realize that they had it. Signature move? A. Well, so here's the thing. I'm going to say signature move is really good, counting on the character you're playing. If you're playing the Shadow, it is... like, it's okay, but for every other character, it is decently, but the only reason I like it is because if you want to do a combo, it counts towards your combo versus using your skill itself. Swap Toss is great for getting out of situations because you can just move them around. It's only bad against our enemies that do swirl, but for the most part, every other enemy that you can do it to, it gets you out of danger and puts them in danger. Dash is great. It can get you out. It can get you in. It is just a generally all-around good item. I think we're only missing a back dash. I know we have the back charge, but dash is essentially charge with no damage, so we should hopefully at some point get a back charge. I'm not taking this item. It's not bad. I think people like it. Someone probably likes it. I don't. I just don't see the purpose of going to the center. In most cases, this is going to get me in more trouble than not. And it's just too situational. Like, of everything else here, I know where this is going to put me. I know where these are going to put me. I know where this will put me. But these I can use way better to get in and out. Whereas this is just like, gets me in the center. I never even take central domain. Because I'd rather be in the edges, because that's the safest spot when it comes to enemy spawns. Because if you teleport to the center, and they spawn around you, you are now surrounded. And you have to clear one side, and I favor clearing a side, and then targeting everything from the other way. That way I'm not worrying about getting, like, fenced in. And Mirror, I'm going to put the B. It's better than B, but for me it's a B just because I'm bad with it. I'm getting better. Before I put it way lower, I believe, or I would put it lower. But I think, generally speaking, it's a really, really good item. It's just... This is prep. Think about what you're doing. I play the game too fast. Do not play like me. If you play the game slower, methodically, like you should, I think this is a great, great item, and I would say it leans closer to S tier, being 100%. But for me, And then if I had to put these in ranks of what I would take, I would probably take this over anything here, because it's ranged. And I'd probably do this. This is pretty easy for me, because ranged, this can block attacks. This is okay. I'm not really taking this. More likely than not, I'm just re-rolling. And if I see these all in the same thing, I'm probably just going to consider buying one to sacrifice it instead. And then from these, I would say Bear Trap goes up only because it's a meme for me. I love Bear Trap. It's a stupid item. This is a better item. This is a better item. These are all better items than this, really. But I think this is pretty solid otherwise. I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, I think it's fine. I think this is fine. And then in this line, I would say I move coin up. I move this higher than coin. Spear about there, this there, and maybe charge here. This, it counts when I'm playing. If I'm playing the Jujutsu character, that'd be higher, but not really. And I think this is pretty much the order I would take these in. This would move up higher if you're a better player. I'm not, so I just move big numbers up and low cooldown up as well. In the A tier, this is where it's a little like finicky. Smoke bomb, I just think you should prioritize it if you don't have a movement ability. It's just safe. You want this to be your get out of a problem. Smoke bomb on front or back with 0 cooldown and free to play is just S tier, S plus tier basically. I love counter. It's really good for just getting rid of an enemy, especially when you combine with anything that can get them away from you, or you can guarantee the kill. This has grown on me a little bit more than punch, only because you can just use it as a ranged weapon. And I would say I move this up because I love this because of the individual damage on it. And I think otherwise, I probably would do this. Yeah, I think I would do this. And then for here, I would say my ordering would be something like this. Yeah. Ignore the fact that I put all the free-to-play stuff at the end. They are not bad. It's just I think big numbers and damage. This goes up immediately because double damage, free-to-play. There's no fallbacks to this item. This is a great item to have. If you had a start where it was this and one other item, you are already in a good place. Your cooldowns are high, but you're in a good place. Smoke bomb, get out of places. Damage from range. The knockback can be killer. These are just great for comboing. This is good for getting rid of the enemies in the back. And this is just like, early or late, it's free. It's pretty much just pop it on the board. You have it every turn. You have a significant sense of damage. Because you want to basically balance out your cooldowns. And make sure that you're not like locking yourself into a bad place. But yeah, I think that's kind of my ordering. I'm going to see if there's another one I can find for the characters. And then make that maybe a separate video, and just probably combine that with the skills if I can find it as well. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'd like to know what you guys think tier-wise on where things should be. See ya.